Will you give my buddy Randy a big round of applause as we invite him up? Randy, are you ready? Come on up, big guy. Are you ready?
Of course.
All right. Everybody say, go, Randy. All right, my man. The stage is yours.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you. I think I fell into what I do on a listing presentation by not getting called back after I tell the whole story. And what I mean by that is I'm going to share with you something that some of you may have some trouble with. Anybody use a buyer-broker agreement? Did you start using it because you started losing your buyers to transactions, thinking they were your buyers, but they bought something without you? Anybody have that happen, and that's the reason that you do a buyer-broker agreement? Well, I got tired of doing listing presentations and telling them the price of the property and the commission structure, only to have them call me and say, we hired somebody else because they're going to do it for less, or we're hiring somebody else because they told us we can get more for the property than you did. So what I decided is I'm going to go on listing presentations and I'm not going to tell them the price of the property and I'm not going to tell them the commission until they decide to hire me. Now some of you are going, well, I could never do that or it's not going to work. Here's what I would suggest. The next time you go on a listing presentation and you really don't want to take the listing because you don't like the house, you don't like the people, you don't like the street, and you figure, what the heck, try it. Just try it. I share that because sometimes you just got to try something different or you just got to go for it. So I do not tell them price or commission until they decide to hire me. I'm going to show you and illustrate how I do that. The other thing I want to share with you is I'm sharing with you some very manipulative scripts and dialogue to get people to hire me and hopefully to hire you. I don't expect you to duplicate what I do, but maybe just steal bits and pieces for what works, enhance and make it yours. The higher end properties are significantly harder to do. Mine is more geared for the meat and potato listing. The higher end properties, you may have to throw other elements in like aerial photography, sports celebrity signings. I listed a little enclave of homes, 6 or 8 homes that totaled about 18 million. And I was in a listing presentation. There were 3 builders, 3 partners, and each one wanted their own agent to hire the project, to sell the project. And I was one of the builders' choices. The other builder had their own agent. So nobody was in agreement. They did decide to hire me. And what I said I would do would be to have more agents see that development than they had ever seen before, because it had been listed on the market for 2 years with another broker. He had sold 1 property. In the next 12 months, I sold 7. The last 7. So I sold out the project. What I did is I had to sell to the real estate community. And I had 6 mariachis. It was a hacienda kind of an environment. So I had mariachis playing, and I gave away Nordstrom's gift cards. And I had 300 agents in 3 hours look at the project. So you got to kind of think outside of the box with the higher end properties. What I'm going to share with you is a very condensed version of my listing presentation because everything is on marketing. I've got at least 20 or more marketing things that I do. Now the thing about telling the client about marketing is you sometimes have to show and demonstrate, and I do that, and you have to enhance. So as an example, how many people put their listings in the MLS? How many people make that exciting? No hands. So I'm going to, hand, good. So I'm going to show you some of the things that you maybe want to think about to make your listing presentation bigger and better than it is, and make your marketing a story. So I've got some volunteers. I've got Jim and Susie that are going to help me.
Is this my good side?
Don't move the chair, remember?
He's not selling this house. I know. Oh,
I'll get it.
let me get it. Are you sure?
I got it. Thanks.
All right.
Hello.
Hi, Jim?
Are you Randy?
Randy, you are.
Hi, Jim Bishop.
Hi,
How are
good
you?
to meet you. Pleasure, pleasure.
Come on in. This is
Hi.
my wife.
Hi.
What's her name?
How are you?
Good to meet you.
Yes.
Good to meet you. Thank you very much for inviting me. Your home is beautiful. I loved,
thank you.
loved everything that you did outside. Can I set this on the kitchen table?
Yeah, why don't we use
okay?
this table here?
I bring a lot because I do a lot.
You do a lot of what?
Marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
Yeah.
How much does that cost? Is that commission?
It's a great question. With regards to marketing, I do a lot. You mentioned commission. I know that's important. It's actually part of my presentation, and I'm going to make sure to spend maybe a little extra time on commission since I know it's important to you. What I'd like to do first, if I could, is could I take a tour of your home, and maybe you can share with me some of the things that you like about your house and why you enjoy living here, because I'm going to actually use that to market your home.
Sure. I mean, we've got the view.
How about if we start over here by the front door? Did you want to take your shoes
Do you mind if
off?
I take some notes?
Notes would be great.
Okay, that's good.
Take your shoes
I'm
off.
good.
Take your shoes off.
I'm good.
Are you?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
So ideally, this is my favorite room, the formal living. We don't
Okay.
use it very much, but it's a beautiful showpiece
Okay, and why do you like the room?
because it shows very nicely, and we're very proud of what we have.
Okay.
And we like to entertain, and we don't use the room, but it's available if we ever chose to use it.
Awesome. Okay.
One of the things that you might have noticed that really turned us on to the house is the view.
Yeah.
And so somebody that wants a view, hopefully will like our view.
I actually, a couple of years ago, sold the Miller's home down the street. There are about 15 or 18 homes, same side of the street. Do you have the same view? Because the street kind of bends. Do you have the canyon view? Because it's
Well,
7:30.
we do have a little bit of the ocean, too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember the Millers because he was a very good view too. But I mean, honey, you're working at it, so it's really good. I'm very proud of your view. Let's come into the family room. We love our family room. We love our kitchen. We entertain a lot, and like Jim said, the ocean view, love it.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I've got a great idea of what your home is, and your home is beautiful. You've done it very, very well. When we spoke on the phone, you shared with me you were moving to the East Coast, and you needed to be there around the first of the year. Correct? Okay. What is it that's taking you to the East Coast?
A job opportunity in D.C.
Awesome. Awesome. Can we go back to the kitchen and maybe we can just sit and chat?
Sure.
Sure.
Awesome.
Would you like anything to drink?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Honey, do you want something to drink?
I got my water, thanks.
Okay.
Let me just put this over here.
Thanks for coming over too, because I know you're really busy, because I see your face everywhere.
Well, thank you very much. I was actually going to thank you for inviting me and allowing me to interview for the job. This is something that I take as a very important task, and I want to let you know how much I value your trust, because I'm going to do the absolute best job I can for you and make sure that you're well taken care of and that I achieve your goals. You shared with me some of your concerns, and I will definitely spend some time on those things that you shared with me. We're going to potentially talk about 3 things this evening. One is going to for sure be my marketing approach. And the reality is the only thing that should matter to you in terms of who you choose to hire your home and what's going to be done in the sale of your home is the marketing. I have 2 jobs. Number 1 is to market the home so that we can attract the buyer. And that's done 2 ways. I have to appeal to the real estate community to get them interested in the home. I also have to appeal to the buyer who's going to be doing their own search on their own. And between those 2 pools of people, create an interest in your property. And the other thing that I need to do is to make sure that the sale and the transaction goes very smoothly for you.
That's a good point.
Now, I've done about 800 transactions in my career. And I don't share that with you to impress you, but I share it to impress upon you that if you do something enough, you tend to get good at it. In addition,
That sounds expensive.
it's actually not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the best part.
Her experience is priceless.
See,
so.
I know. I'm in sales too, so I can appreciate that.
What kind of sales do you do, Susan?
I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay. I should have guessed.
Yeah.
You're very entrepreneurial.
Thanks. Sorry, go ahead. He's good though, honey.
So we're going to potentially talk about three things. We're going to talk about marketing for sure. Based on my marketing approach, you're going to decide if we're going to talk about the other two things, which would be commission and pricing of the property, or actually the market value of your home. Now here's the thing about commission. You're going to pick the commission structure. Here's the thing about pricing the property. You're going to pick the price. So nobody has ever not hired me based on commission. Nobody has ever not hired me based on the price of the home. How does that sound?
Confusing.
Enticing.
Okay. It's both.
But you're the boss.
You can tell who the engineer is.
So the good news is that you're going to pick both the pricing and the commission structure of the home. But I want to first spend really the most of the time on the marketing approach, because that really is the ultimate decision as to who you need to hire to market the home. So can I start with explaining how we go ahead and start marketing your home?
That sounds great.
Okay. I'd like to get the Randy Aura and the company stuff out of the way, the commercial stuff. And I brought some information to share with you. This is our company statistics in terms of our market area, and you can see that we have the lion's share of the sales in the area.
And you're the dark blue?
And why this is important to you, and actually everything that I show you here, you need to be asking yourself the question, well, what does this mean for me, and what does it mean for me in terms of selling my home? Is this important? And the information I'm going to show you that demonstrates the fact of market strength by our company is that we've got a lot of agents that are going to be focusing on your home because I'm connected to a very powerful company. The other thing that I want to share with you is that over the past 12 or 13 years, this is my current positioning in terms of all of Orange County.
Wow.
So I rank very high towards the top. But I will share with you that you will believe that you are my only client.
And do we talk to you or your assistant, or?
I'm going to give you my business card, and my business card has my cell phone on it.
Okay.
There's 3 times that I won't answer my cell phone. If I'm in the shower, if I'm asleep, or if I'm face-to-face with another client. So if my phone rings now, I'm not going to answer it because I'm with you. And if I'm in the shower or if I'm asleep, I won't answer my phone either. But other than that, you've got my cell phone. And just so you know, when they invent a waterproof phone, I'll answer while I'm in the shower.
Awesome.
Okay?
You're the entrepreneur.
Hey.
So I want to share with you this, because this is really important. I kept this since 2003. This is really important because in 2003, there was a dramatic shift in terms of how people look for property. 2003 was the first year that internet surpassed newspaper. This changed position in this year. Well, since 2003, internet is now nearly 100%. Somewhere in the high 90, 95, 6, 7, 8% of buyers are on the internet looking for homes. Newspaper has shrunk to near nothing, and magazines are even less. I'm going to propose a marketing plan that will just blow you away. It's going to knock your socks off. I'm going to share with you that it will not include magazine advertising, because if I picked up the phone right now to put your home in a magazine, it would be 3 months before that magazine hit the shelf. Every penny that I spend and every effort that I make to sell your home is to sell your home and not help me get the next listing. By me selling your home and making you a happy past client, you're going to tell your friends, you're going to perpetuate my business. So my focus is to sell your home, achieve your goal, and not look for my buyers by using your home in a magazine. So I don't use magazine. I use very little newspaper. You will be in a rotation of advertising. But let's face it, print is probably not dead, but it's on life support. You're aware that Borders Books is now going out of business? Okay, so print, magazine, newspaper, weekly publications, this is all shrunk to near nothing. So a heavy emphasis of my marketing is on the internet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What do you think? And I have to tell you, you really do look like your picture.
Thank you, Susie.
You're welcome.
So let me get out my marketing plan, and we'll spend just a little while going through it. I brought some comparisons because we're going to be talking about market value. I have a marketing plan for each one of you so that you don't have to be looking over each other's shoulders. Okay. And if we can just go through these, and if you have any questions, please ask.
Okay.
Before your home ever goes on the market, before it's listed in the multiple listing service and I put everything else into play that's going to happen, I do something called reverse prospect match that, to be honest, most agents don't even know how to do. If somebody puts a search in with your search criteria in Laguna Niguel, they're looking for a 4-bedroom home somewhere between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet, I have the ability to go into the computer and ask the computer what agents have been looking for the past 30, 60, 90 days, whatever time period I think is appropriate, and I can go in and ask that computer what real estate agents have actually been looking for a property like yours. So before your home ever goes on the market, I know the agents that have buyers probably interested in your home.
I like
Could
that.
you see how that would really make the initial launch of the marketing of your home, you know, your home coming on the market? Could you see how that could have an absolute impact on the immediate interest in your home? If I went back 3, 4, 5 weeks of the agents that are looking for exactly your kind of home?
That makes
So
sense.
that
Makes
happens.
sense.
That happens before I ever start the actual marketing process of the property. So that's what's going to happen first.
Do you know how many people are looking for our home right now?
Right now, no, because I haven't done that search for exactly your type of home. Does that make sense? But as soon as we make an attempt to get your home on the market, right before we put it in the multiple listing service, that's the time that I go back and I look for the agents that are looking for your kind of a home. Okay. So it's a little out of the box. Most agents don't know how to do it, but that's the first thing that we do. The next thing that I want to share with you is something called the 800 call capture system. Now, everybody who has an 800 phone number, an 800 telephone number, they have the ability to know who's calling them, whether it's a caller ID block. If somebody dials my 800 number, I pay for a service to actually tell me who's calling. When people call on your property, wouldn't you think it would be a benefit for somebody like me or an agent on my team to actually call that buyer back and find out if that buyer has an interest in your home, rather than just having people take flyers out of the brochure box at the street, never knowing if there's any serious interest in back of those queries?
Sure.
Yeah? Do you have your phone?
Yeah.
Let's do this. This is one of the properties that I currently have on the market. I'm going to have an 800 sign rider on your street sign. So let's go ahead and dial this number. And this is a property that I actually have on the market right now. So if you could enter this code, we'll just listen to the type of recording.
Thank you for calling your 24-hour information line. This service was set up to make your inquiries quick and convenient. We hope you find the service helpful. Please enter your 4-digit extension number now.
Go ahead and enter this number.
You are calling on the property located at 123 Main Street in Laguna Niguel.
Hey.
This single-level, 3-bedroom, 3-bath home has a gorgeous kitchen that views to a private and tranquil yard. The kitchen
Yes,
has
this one.
new stainless steel appliances.
So here's what happens.
And that's your
Jim and
voice,
Susie.
too.
It's my voice. Either I or my assistant will be recording a custom recording of your home, and we're going to do a really good job describing your home. But the real purpose of this is to make sure that we... Go ahead. You can answer the phone.
Hello?
I'm calling from Randy Ora's office. We were just notified that you called about one of our properties. I want to know if you had any questions or if I can schedule a private showing.
Hi, Megan?
Yeah.
Hi, I recognize your voice. Jim had it on speakerphone.
was
You know, I'm actually just here with Mr. and Mrs. Bishop talking about getting their home on the market, so sorry for the false alarm.
Oh, perfect. I was just following up on the lead.
Okay, no
See you
problem.
later.
Thanks, Megan. That's actually my office, one of the agents from my office. We all share in the
How
responsibility.
did you get my number?
Well, you dialed from your cell phone, and as soon as
But
you
it's
dialed...
blocked.
I understand, but when you dial an 800 number, the service that I pay for has the ability to know your phone number, and we call back, and what we're going to do is we're going to find out if they have any additional questions that maybe the recording didn't answer, or if we can schedule a private showing for them to see your home. See, everything is designed to drive traffic and
That
viewings
really
and
sounds
showings of your home.
expensive.
Susie, it's not. Trust me, it's not.
Okay.
Remember, you're going to pick the commission.
Oh, well.
Okay. Next thing I want to talk to you about is photography.
Okay.
Now, I know how most photographers or how most real estate agents operate. With the digital camera,
We've been looking a lot online, and
Yeah.
some of those pictures are just embarrassing.
yeah, they are.
Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, the old,
Well, here's what's happened. Now, because we have digital cameras, the average agent's going to run out and take, 100 photos of your home and pray that 6 of them come out worthy of the multiple listing service. I fortunately have been called to help people who weren't able to sell their home successfully with the first agent that they hired, and a lot of times it's because of the marketing of the home, and a lot of times it's because of the photography. Now, you've been on the internet looking at homes where you're moving to, right?
Right.
When you see a home that just looks absolutely stunning, the photography is just breathtaking and beautiful, is that a home that you would maybe have some more interest in than the other home?
I'll look at it a
those
little
are the
bit
ones she
longer, and then I'll
sends
show
to me,
him.
yeah.
Okay, let me show you something. These are actual homes that I've listed second. I was the second agent.
Okay.
I've got examples of the multiple listing service picture from the first agent and my photographer. I work with one photographer. His name is Brent. He's the best in the business. He's going to make your home look unbelievable, although it is, but we need to showcase your home to the public.
Does he airbrush, or how does he do that?
Yes, he does touch up
Are you
photos.
jealous?
Easy. I've got a good doctor. Wow.
He is actually really good. He doesn't take pictures of pets. He doesn't take pictures of cars. He
Good.
doesn't take pictures of people. All he does is take pictures of homes. And I've got an agreement with him. I don't take photos and he doesn't sell property. That's our agreement. But let me just show you something. This was actually the first agent who listed this property. All you see is the garage door.
Stunning.
This is Brent. This is Brent's picture of the same exact home.
Wow.
Could you see why
Big
somebody
difference.
could you see why somebody would be interested in this and not this?
Right.
Yeah.
A couple more examples. These are all different properties. This is dark and looks like a dungeon. This is bright. This is going to attract interest. Your home has the home that the property I'm sorry
Millers?
the room no
Oh.
the room that you showed
Oh,
me,
right.
the living room that you love for entertaining. This is what we need to showcase in the best possible way.
That sounds good.
Okay, just a couple more. This looks like our grandmothers live in this property.
Looks like your mom's house a little bit.
This looks cheery, bright. My photographer is the best in the business. A kitchen that you wouldn't want to eat out of, and a kitchen that you would love to be cooking in. Okay.
And those are the same?
All 4 of these are all 4 different properties. These are all examples of 4 agents before me who didn't use a professional photographer, and my professional photographer who knows how to showcase a property.
He does great work.
He really does. From these photos, we're going to build a virtual tour. Now, you just shared with me that you've been on the internet, you've been looking at property where you're moving to. Do you tend to gravitate towards the properties that have a virtual tour?
I take more time with them.
Okay. And that's exactly what I want to do when I expose your home to the marketplace, is I want people to stay focused on your home.
Right.
Okay?
Is that what you want, honey? Do you want a virtual tour?
Do you recommend them?
Absolutely. But I recommend going a step above a virtual tour.
What's that?
Have you ever watched TV where they do, the estate homes, the homes of the rich and the famous, and they've always got, what's his name, Leach, what's his name?
Robin Leach?
Yeah.
Or-
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got him talking in the background describing the property. I hire a professional voice. I hire somebody that I write the script for to describe your property, and we're going to build a virtual tour with these still photos to make it look like a virtual tour, but with narration, so that we can tell the public and the buyers, the buyers and the real estate agents that are interested in a property such as yours, we're going to get them even more interested to see your home. Could you see how that's going to make a difference?
I like that.
Okay. Now, I want to share with you that before I left my office, I took the liberty to, have you heard of GoDaddy? Do you know what GoDaddy is? Everybody knows what GoDaddy
That
is?
girl,
Yeah.
right?
You got me.
Yeah. Danica?
Yep.
Is that her name?
Okay. GoDaddy is where you can register domain names, and what I did is I took the liberty before I came here this evening to buyyouradress.com. So what I did is I bought...
Youraddress.com? Or
Well, I bought Your Address,
Our house.
123 Main Street. I bought youraddress.com, and what I've done is captured that domain name. It's not on the internet yet, but it will be. And every part of my marketing is going to be to drive people to the website. And the reason that I do that is because the multiple listing service and some of the other websites that I'm going to promote your property on, they're a little limited. What I can do with my own website is I can put your floor plan on the website, I can put school information on the website, I can put many more photos on the website. It's so creative that I can do anything that I want, and I've already bought your address.
What if we don't pick you?
I might sell it to the other agent.
I was just curious. I'm not saying we're not going to. I was just the what ifs.
So,
you were saying?
So, what I'd like to do is maybe wrap up with telling you just a few of the last things that I'm going to be doing. Every agent puts your home in the multiple listing service, right? It's kind of standard, okay? What some agents don't understand is all those websites that I shared with you earlier that your home is going to be on, all of those, there are about 30 of them, all of those websites actually take information from our multiple listing service. And unfortunately, some of the agents in our industry are a little bit lazy or laxed about that part of the process of listing and selling a home. So let me give you some examples. We have an opportunity in our multiple listing service, which again gets put on all those websites. We have the ability to write a script to interest people in seeing your home. This is an actual printout, a recent printout from the multiple listing service. Between here and here is where the agent wrote the script. What do you see?
Not very much.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing went to the internet on that property.
Wow.
This agent wrote, "Great location overlooking pool, desirable Mirador complex." Would you be interested in that property?
Next.
I think so.
Okay. All tile upgrade. First floor. 5th bedroom possible. Does that excite you about the property?
No.
I
Very
take-
much effort.
Yeah, I take a lot of time in crafting a really good description of your property because I understand that this information goes out to the world. Everybody who's looking for a home in this city that's going to be close to what your home has to offer is going to be able to read a description that's actually going to sell your home to interest the real estate agents to show the home and to the buyers to see your home. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So we've spent, gosh, about 45 or 50 minutes talking about the marketing of your home. I've gone over 25, 26, 27 things that we do. I guess my question is there anything you can think of other than magazines that I've already told you that we're not going to be doing? Because you don't want to wait 3 months to get your home, you know.
Do you think we could sell it in 3 months?
I do.
Awesome.
I do.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So this really concludes all of the marketing. Is there anything possible that you could think I could have done that I didn't do?
Two things. The other agent, she mentioned the things at the grocery store. Do you do that?
I don't.
She said that would expose it to everybody who eats in our neighborhood.
Yeah. I think if you're looking for cabbage and lettuce, the grocery store is probably the perfect environment.
Come on.
But I think if you're looking for a home, I think people are going to be more interested in looking at all of the places that I plan to market your home than at the market. You know, maybe a great idea for that agent, but I don't advertise at the Shop Easy market.
She thought that was the hottest thing.
What about the open houses? The
Pardon?
open houses.
Oh, open houses?
Okay.
Our last home sold on an open house.
Yeah. One of the things that we talked about, you probably forgot, but was what I do is I guarantee an open house every single day, Saturday or Sunday or both, from the time I take the listing till the time the property sells. It was back around number 4 or 5. So that's one of my guarantees. Every single Saturday, and here's how it works. Erin from my office will be calling you on Monday. Every Monday you're going to get a call. She's going to ask you, Jim, Susie, what would you like to do for this next weekend? There's no commitment now in terms of what schedule you want to keep. I'm only making a commitment as to what we're willing to do. Every Monday she's going to ask you, do you want Saturday, Sunday, neither, or both? Any of those four are acceptable. I do encourage you to do open houses. We do sell property by way of open house, but my commitment to you, again, is every single Saturday and Sunday, from the time I take the listing till the time the property sells, you will be able to have an open house. Now, you're going to have to leave. It's a little inconvenient. We can schedule it from noon to 4, noon to 5, 1 to 5. We're flexible that way. We probably need a good 4 to 5 hour exposure, but that is one of the things that I'm committed to do. So anything and everything is going to be done to market your home. Again, is there anything that you think you'd like that I haven't covered?
Sweetheart.
What do you charge for that?
Okay. So, I forgot. I want to talk to you about 2 gifts that I have for you. Is that okay?
That's great.
She likes gifts.
Yeah.
The first gift is that when you list your home with me, the first thing that I do is I call my home warranty company. When we sell a home, it's very typical that the buyer gets a home warranty from the time you close escrow for a year of the first ownership of the home, and then they can renew it thereafter. But what I do for all of my clients, just as a gift to you, is tonight I'm going to go home, but tomorrow morning I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to call the home warranty company. I'm going to put a home warranty binder on your home starting tomorrow. What that does, and that's at my expense, it's my gift to you, what it does is it covers everything in the home, major appliances, plumbing, electrical, your water heater, air conditioning, you think of it. Anything that may go wrong from tomorrow till the time that we actually close escrow on your home is going to be covered by my home warranty company. I have an arrangement with my home warranty company that I actually buy the home warranty like the buyer's going to have, but I buy it during the listing period of your home. That's just a gift from me. That's something that I'd like to do for you. And I have one other gift.
Well, that's very nice. Do you like that? It's free.
It's true. You finally get your
We'll take it.
thingy fixed.
This is a bottle of champagne.
Crude water.
I don't drink, but
Okay, so
You can
Jim,
enjoy
you can have the bottle of champagne.
Okay.
And this bottle of champagne is to celebrate when we close escrow on your home. I want you to keep it as my gift. When we close escrow, we're going to open this. For you, I'm going to bring a bottle of cider, some apple cider.
very nice
So
of you.
we'll have that. I don't drink either.
Okay.
Jim, this is for you. You can have the whole bottle.
Cool.
he sure will.
I'm liking it more now.
So we're to the point where we need to talk about commission and we need to talk about the list price of your property. And I shared with you that you're actually going to pick both. Now, I do not discuss commission nor the market price of your home unless you're ready to hire me. And I'm going to ask for you to hire me, and then we can talk about commission and we can talk about the list price of the home. Now, when it comes to the list price of your home, I need to share this with you. You can line up 100 agents outside the front door of your home, and every single one of those agents will know what we call market value. Market value is what an appraiser will know the value of your home to be, what the buyer will know the value of your home to be, what the agent representing the buyer will know the value of your home. So all of these things about list price are going to be your decision. You're actually going to pick the list price. You see these comparisons that I brought to go over with you? This is like an X-ray. And I'm a doctor knowing how to read the X-ray, and I'm going to show you how you can read the X-ray so that you know what the market value of your home is. With regards to commission, agents do commission from ridiculously cheap to ridiculously expensive. The choice is yours. I do offer the discount approach. Let me share with you some things about commission. This is something that I've developed to illustrate what might incentivize the agent representing the buyer to bring them to your home. We, on the listing side, know what we need to market the home, and that's 3%. I listed a home several years ago for a gentleman by the name of Art Brooks. And he had his home on the market with 2 agents before me for 6 months and had done several price reductions, so he had been on the market for almost a year. With the first agent, he had 2 children. Let me rephrase that. While he was listed with the first agent, he and his wife...
Are you sure you're not drinking?
With the first agent, during the listing period of the home, the family, Mr. and Mrs. Brooks, they had 2 children. When they were listed with the second agent for the 6 months, they actually now were pregnant with their third. Neither one of those agents were able to sell the home. He then called me and interviewed me, and what I suggested was this strategy. And what we needed to do was to incentivize the agents, because after a year on the market, the listing was a little bit stale. Okay? And a lot of people try this strategy right out of the box because they need to either get their home sold quickly, or they just want to, incentivize the agent to bring the buyers. We can offer 3, 3.5, 4, or 4.5%. Now, Art Brooks had a home worth about $450,000.
Oh.
What do you think we would have had to have done in terms of a price reduction to make it an effective price reduction in the multiple listing service? What do you think would have taken?
What do you think?
How much was it overpriced?
Well, it was priced about right because I sold it in about 2 weeks. When he chose to list it at 7.5% rather than reduce the price at all. He was really tired of doing the price reductions, and in that price range you would have needed to reduce it $20,000, $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 to make a difference, because a $5,000 or $10,000 price reduction really doesn't do very much. So what he chose was to incentivize the agent on the other side of the transaction. We remain a solid 3%. But on the other side of the transaction, who represents the buyer, we actually offered 4.5%. So he chose the 7.5% pricing structure. Now I'm going to tell you that everything that I'm going to do here, everything that I've committed to do, I'll do no matter what commission structure you pick. Where do you think you'd like to be here on this chart?
The other agent that came in, they said they would do all the marketing for 5%.
Did they? Okay. Curious, how many times did you ask that agent to reduce their fee?
Well, she was really nice. She just said okay.
Okay, so what'd you ask? Once?
She kind of brought it up.
She brought it up?
Well, I kind of grimaced a little bit, and she said okay. I could do it the lowest for 5.
Okay, I would think that that's kind of reckless and careless with her money, because if she was asked once or not at all, and she caved in on her price, I mean, that's a lot of money to give up. How do you think she's going to handle your money if she's that reckless with her own money? But more important than that, let me show you something.
That's a good point.
These are the comparisons that we're going to use to determine the market value of your home. On all of these multiple listing pages, we actually advertise in the multiple listing service how much we're going to pay the other agent. So every agent that looks at this knows how much they're going to get paid. Now, I've got something very telling to share with you. The average agent in Orange County today sells 3 homes a year. The average agent in Orange County sells 3 houses a year. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if I were going to sell 3 houses a year, I'd probably do it the first week or 10 days of January, take the 11.5 months off, okay? But this agent, or many agents, can't just like stretch it out a whole year. Here's what I want to share with you. This agent is offering 2.5% to the agent bringing the buyer, okay? Now, these are all, by the way, these are all the comparisons on your home. These are the homes that are actually on the market. This one is $950,000. This one is $979,000. This one is $1 million. This one is $950,000. This one is $949,000. And this one is $949,000. So all of these are very much like your property in a similar price range. But here's my point. This agent is offering 3%. This agent is offering 3%. This agent is offering 3%. This agent is 2.5%. This agent is 2.5%. And this agent is actually using this pricing strategy. Honest to goodness. Susie, what does that say right there?
Wow, 3.5.
Okay. Now this is a...
Is that how agents search for the houses? Or how does that work?
You know, I've been around the water cooler in my office enough to know that some agents aren't going to show the 2.5s. Everybody's going to show a 3, and some agents are going to go out of their way to show the 3.5% listing. Remember, the average agent showing homes today is counting on that one sale for 1/3 of their annual income. Do you know how many average agents there are? A lot. Now, what I don't know is the average agent toting the buyer that's going to be willing to pay the most amount of money for your home? This is a decision that you have to make. We can list your home for 5% and offer 2.5% to the agent bringing the buyer. We can list your home for the traditional 6%, and offer 3% to the agent that brings the buyer, or we can incentivize, and we can actually go up to 4.5% to really incentivize the agent. Let me ask you this. If you were an agent showing property and 1/3 of your income was relying on that sale, what stack would you gravitate towards as an agent? What would you want to show?
I'd want to sell that one.
Okay.
I'd probably show the higher one first.
So you'd for sure show this. You'd for sure show these.
Probably.
Do you think you would have any interest in showing these?
Do you really think an agent wouldn't show those?
Could you afford to give up 1/3 of your income with a lower price commission? The choice is yours. I'll do it. I'll do this same marketing plan, whichever pricing structure you choose. Remember, I told you, you're going to pick the commission. I'm going to tell you what works. I'm going to tell you what doesn't work. This is a tough road. To be in this stack is a really tough road. This is the much better stack to be in. This is the best stack to be in, and there's a couple other ones that are really good too. So the choice is yours. Where do you think you'd like to be?
Sweetheart.
Well,
I know
if I'm
you
selling
want
a
to be on
home,
top.
I want to be over there.
Okay. So are you telling me that you want to list at 6.5%?
I know you're
no.
doing all the numbers, so what do you think?
Well, that differential is $5,000. Does that make a big difference to an agent? I don't know.
Do you have $5,000 in your warrant? Let's burn it. You can have the champagne. $5,000 is a lot of money. See, you're focusing, and I understand it, I get it, because I come up with these discussions all the time with sellers who want to sell their home. I get it. Nobody wants to spend more money than they have to. But if the buyer willing to pay...
It's a lot to leave on the table.
Oh, no question. If the
I'd rather it be in my pocket.
I get it. But if the buyer willing to pay the most, you see, $5,000 when you go to buy a home isn't a lot. If they're going to spend $950,000 or $955,000 or $960,000, if they're in that price range, we can make it up by appealing to the agent to show your home a lot. See, your home's not going to get shown as much here. It's going to get shown a lot more here, and it's going to get shown a lot over here. This is a choice that you can make. To be honest, most of my clients settle right here. They don't want to be in this stack at all. This is the kiss of death.
Quit being so cheap. So how much do you think our house is worth?
Okay. So we're going to list your home at 6%. Are you comfortable with that, knowing that the buyer may be willing to pay the most amount of money for your home is with the agent who, you know what? That's what agents do.
That one even kind of hurt, and it's not even my house.
So do you want to be there or do you want to be here?
Don't want to be there.
Okay.
Let me think about it.
All right. So we're going to be one of these. By the end of the evening, you'll decide where you want to be. Is that fair?
I'll think about it.
Awesome. Okay. So we're going to walk through some comparisons. I'm going to show you how to come up with a market value of your home. You're going to be picking the price of the property to list it at. I'm going to give you some guidance in picking a list price, but you are truly going to pick the list price based on the market value, what appraisers, buyers, and the other agents are going to think or know that your home is worth. Remember, 100 agents outside your door, every one of them is going to know what I'm going to share with you because I'm going to teach you how to read this X-ray. Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to do that now. In a few minutes, we'll have a list price on your home. And my gift to you is this champagne. Are you going to put me to work?
Hi. What do you think?
Rude.
I thought you wanted this.
Oh, no, that's yours. Put me to work.
What do you think?
You decide. We're moving to the
I mean,
East Coast for
it
your-
sounds good. We did get
You're
really
very
good
thorough.
feedback on you. It's a little bit more expensive than what we had budgeted.
You can do this, Jim.
I don't want to be.
I have buyers that try this. I do. And I'll take a 5% listing right now. I'm telling you, I'll do whatever you want to do. You're going to pick the commission. Let's do this. Let's settle on 6%, the list price that you shared with me that you were comfortable with. If by tomorrow morning you want to go to 6.5, 7, or 7.5,
I'm not ready to go there.
you got 20, you sleep on it. Think about it. Don't worry about it. Let's just get it inked at 3% to the other agent, a 6% listing. Think about it. I'm not going to do anything until you call me and say, you know what, I'm comfortable with our decision. 6% is good. If you decide to move it to 6%, I'm not going to put any pressure on you at all. It's going to be your decision. We already agree this doesn't work, right?
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
so we'll get going tonight at 6%. We'll get going with $949.9, and I'm going to get your home sold and get ready to open this, and I'm going to bring you back a bottle of sparkling cider. How's that?
I'll shake on that.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, I got to ask. So, first of all, what did you guys think? Did you write down some lines and some verbiage you're probably going to steal? Yeah? Okay, so Jim says to me, right when we're backstage in the middle of the break, he said, so can I just hit him with anything? And you know what my response was? Go ahead and try. Did you try and get him?
Well, he said don't throw anything at him, so we threw some things at him.
I mean, were you being, in your opinion, was it hard to go from, because, I mean, Jim is an amazing agent, like both great agents up here. Was it hard for you to go from seller, because I was watching you in the very beginning, like trying to take control, let me show you around the house, right? You were playing that game with him. At any point during the presentation, did you guys lose all that and were you just in seller mode?
I was ready to sign my own house. Yes, he's very good.
So sitting here for the two of you, what was the lesson for the two of you watching this?
Well, I've seen Randy do this for a long time, almost 10 years probably, and I think he's gotten better at it. And it was a nice, smooth ride towards his destination.
Did anybody else feel that? Like there was a natural progression to where he wanted to take him?
And so everything channeled and funneled that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got into seller mode.
Yeah, it's, you know what it was, when I was sitting in the back of the room watching, I was watching the two of you wanting to like zing him, like get him.
Yeah.
But everything he's saying, and every time he give you, is that what you're looking for? Is that what you want? I mean, that is what you're looking for. Do you think this would get you top dog to tell you? All that stuff just kept drawing you into the yes. So what's the lesson? Natural ending? What do you think? What was the lesson for you?
As an entrepreneur, sell myself, believe in myself, and present myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
all
close.
Right. And close. Turn to your buddy and say, and close. Okay, hey, listen, don't go potty right now. Stop. Stop. Stop hanging there at the wall. Randy, before I end this, what do you want to tell the group? What's the assignment for them going back to up their game on their presentation? What would you ask them to do?
I would say to start with your marketing presentation. Look at everything that you do and then blow it up. Add more things to it. Do it differently. Do it at a higher level than anybody else is willing or wanting to do. And I've done it both ways. I didn't always do it this way. I used to go in and I used to fight for the commission. But the more I fought for telling them that I'm worth 6% and really digging my heels in at 6% rather than giving them a choice, it pitted them where they start digging their heels in and they start grinding with the discount conversation more than anything. I keep going back to, the choice is yours. You do what you want. I'm going to show you what works and I'm going to show you what doesn't. And, subtle things like, I do a lot of subtle things. I hand them each the listing, the marketing plan at the same time. And there's a lot of subtleties that go on. Because if you hand misses, if I only had one and they have to look over each other's shoulders, as a male agent, I hand female seller, he's fallen out of rapport. I give this to Jim, and now she doesn't like the men. She doesn't like me. So there's a lot of subtleties that go on. This thing that I do, and demonstrating, which stack do you want to be in, and agents do that. Those are things that I've just learned and developed. But again, going back to the fact of giving them a choice and showing them that you're not hung up on 6% for you. It's not about you. It's about creating a success and a sale for them at what affords them the best chance of getting the buyer that's going to pay the most amount of money for their home. So I've done it both ways. I can tell you, well, first of all, I would share with you, honest to goodness, 8 out of 10 people, I've had clients say, there's no way we want to list it for 5. We're going 6. Honey, what do you think? It's just that way. That's about 8 out of 10 times.
In today's environment?
Absolutely.
Jim, you were going to say?
What I was going to say is, usually, Randy's obviously on the other side of the table, but I felt like he was on our side of the table, and it wasn't that confrontational thing that you've seen in a listing presentation. He was more the coach, the advisor, on our side, saying, hey, look, you really don't want to do that, rather than no, and creating that barrier.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so this is Sales Mastery video number 1 for September.
Great.
My advice, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, was it good, guys?
Awesome.
I got to share with you, Tom texts me and asks me, would you do your listing presentation in Orange County? And I said, if you asked me to rob a bank, I would say yes.
I love that. Love you, pal. All right, let's give them a thunderous round of applause as they jump back to their seats. Okay, Randy, get up here quick, real fast, Randy. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, off to your honeymoon. Enjoy your bottle of champagne. Question for Randy. Randy, how do you search the MLS? Like, I love that little opening thing. This is a trick that most agents don't know. I search the MLS to find out how many buyers. How do you do that?
I don't know about everybody's MLS, but our MLS allows you to do reverse prospect matching. If you kind of look at the MLS, there's something called reverse prospect matching, and you can go back in history and create your own search in reverse to find out what agents have done those searches. So it's in there, at least in Orange County in our MLS.
Does anybody know if it's in Claw?
I'll give you a phone number. It's 949. Are you in our marketplace here?
No.
Oh, I can't give you the right phone number. Sorry.
She's in Brentwood. Okay, Lisa. I'll repeat this.
I did.
Okay, so you want us to do the expanded version of the price. Okay, so no problem. Yeah, absolutely.
We talked a little bit about that, and just because of the time, and I think everybody's marketplace and how you demonstrate what the market value of the home is, and it's just simply, your home is bigger, your home is smaller, you have a view, you don't have a view, and you position where their home fits into that puzzle of value, and you just show them, this home is a little bit bigger and nicer than yours. It sold for $950. This home was not as nice as yours, a little bit smaller. It sold for $900, and you just start to wedge them into a price. Yeah, and it is truly harder in a custom environment and in some niche markets like Laguna Beach where things are more eclectic. But in my market area where we're dealing with tract environment, it's pretty easy to do.
Okay, Gary. I'm going to go over here and then I'll come back. Gary, real loud. What about when people ask you about your side of the commission?
Great question. So what I usually say something is, it's kind of smart, but it's we're not going to pay the enemy more than we're going to pay me. Okay, and that usually shuts them down pretty quick. And if you were getting a divorce, would you pay would you pay your spouse's attorney more than you're paying yours? So I have some comebacks for that, but I am telling you, every 8 out of 10 of them, it's no questions asked. I want 6%, and that's how we do it. It's a co-op, and that's how we co-op our fees.
Love it, right here, and then we'll come over here, Alvin. I'll repeat this. No, Alvin, hold on. We're going here first. Sorry. Repeat the question.
Yeah, Susie was a little bit of a heckler, which is fine. I can take it. And she had said several things throughout, and it's just her and her personality, and she's a great agent, and I love her. But typically that doesn't happen. When I get to the part about the gift and everything, they don't keep going back to the commission. They maybe address it up front, and I usually, whatever they ask me, I always ask them what are their concerns, what are their questions, and it doesn't matter what they ask me, open house, commission, do you do internet, it doesn't matter. I'm going to defer because I was trained that way, and just acknowledge their question, say, it's a great question, it's part of my presentation, I'm going to make sure I spend a little extra time when we get to that, so thank you for bringing it up, and that's how I handle every question that comes up before it's appropriate.
Okay. I'm going to go over here, and then Alvin, you're going to have to go to Alvin back there with the microphone. Okay? Dale. Real loud, bro.
Thank you. That was amazing.
He said, thank you. That was amazing.
My pleasure.
Agree. We'll repeat it.
Yeah.
Okay, so repeat the question first.
I think what the question is it worth starting on the marketing part when you don't know?
Sale.
Yeah. Well, short sales is completely different. So I approach short sales completely. This is an equity seller, and they're completely different listing presentations. But the short answer is yes. I'm willing to sit there and do 45 minutes of marketing before I get to whether they're realistic on the price. What baffles me more is why any agent would spend 30 minutes getting to price before you know if they are even interested in hiring. It's like, why would you test drive a car, decide you don't like it, and then try to negotiate the deal with the salesman? Do you start negotiating a deal on the price of a car that you haven't ever test driven to decide if you like it? So for me, it's a logical progression of start with the marketing, see if they like what you have to say, and then you dial in price, and if I've wasted 30 or 45 minutes on the appointment, then I have.
Okay, one last question. We're going to go to Dale because he was, or Alvin, sorry. Alvin, real loud. Last question.
When you're talking about market value, are you presenting active, pending, or closed?
Yes. And I tell them to spend more time thinking about what's closed because that is truly, the demonstration of what the value is. In today's environment, we have a lot of short sales listed, and when they're pending as a short sale, they can be in a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 environment. They could be $100,000 or $70,000 too low, or $50,000 too high, and you really don't know. So I don't put a lot of credibility in pending sales. I put most of the credibility and most of my discussion on closed comps, but I do share with them what their competition is and show them how they have to be competitive to the other homes that are on the market.
Okay, I'm being polite. Kathy.
Thank you. What do you do when the top-selling listing agents in the town don't fight for 6%? They're all taking 5% listing, and they're doing all the marketing that I would do or that you're doing. How do you beat that?
I just go back to the stack of what stack do they want to be in, because there are agents that make 1, 2, or 3 sales a year, and I just go back to that agent may have the buyer that's willing to pay the most amount of money, and that will eclipse 1% many times over. So everybody's worried about the 1% difference of list price when we could have a buyer willing to pay 2, 3, 4, 5% more for the property, which makes the 1% not very important.
How many times have you practiced this presentation?
13 years.
13 years. So you think you got it down yet?
I'm working on it.
How many more times do you think they should probably watch that video once it gets in their hands in September?
If they want to list property, a lot.
Yeah.
A
You
lot.
guys hear that confidence? I call that swagger. Give this man a thunderous round of applause for his contribution.
Cover that.
Thank you. Thanks. Love you, pal. Love you. Love it, love it, love it.